Senator Scott.
So can I just follow up with what Senator just asked about? It says, this is from the Department of War. It says, this capability review is being conducted to ensure U.S. military aid aligns with our defense priorities.
I'm having trouble hearing Senator Scott.
Okay. It says, what we've done here at the department, it talks about how there's been a pause. It says, now some assistance provided to Ukraine as well as assistance to other nations is on pause as the Defense Department reviews its own capabilities to ensure what it opts to provide to other nations. It never shortchanges itself in the process, said Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell during a briefing today at the Pentagon. That sure sounds like a pause.
Senator, if I may offer, I believe what Mr. Parnell said in response to a question was that he couldn't go into detail about what weapons were paused and when and what. With respect to the use of the term pause in this context, I can't speak to the word choice that Ms. Parnell used in that particular context. Again, what I am aware of is that there were brief disruptions to delivery of weapons associated with the implementation of the capabilities review that Mr. Parnell was discussing at that time. And candidly, Senator, if I may, with respect to the chairman's comment earlier, I do believe this is a case where more proactive engagement from us would have been helpful, at least to share our side of what we understood to have happened. And that's something I do take on board, and if confirmed, I'm committed to addressing in a forthright manner.
So why did the president have to come out and disagree with the Department of War just a few days later?
Senator, I would not presume to speak for the president in any fraction or matter. I would simply say that, again, I recognize, I understand the reports. I understand the reports about policy's role in this. I've offered my categorical statement on what is factual, and that's something I'm prepared to stake my credibility on in this setting.
So you don't know why the president had to disagree with what was said?
It is my understanding that there were discussions publicly in reactions to the disruption, which was characterized by the media as a pause. But again, without it, I'm not sure where they sort of asserted that basis based on my understanding of what transpired.
Okay, so I've had the opportunity to meet with lots of our allies, and they want to buy American products. But what they're being told is they're being blindsided when they're told they can't buy American defense products. They're told they can't buy our products. Our allies are told at the last minute that a brigade is leaving. And some of these are weapons that they've already purchased. What's frustrating, number one, is they want to invest in our country. We want them to invest in our, help jobs in our country. We want them to build up their defense. And then they can't buy. It doesn't make any sense, and it seems like it's completely inconsistent with where President Trump is and Secretary Hedgepeth is. It seems to me that there ought to be a priority that our military should make it that we get our friends and allies to buy American manufacturing, and we also don't put ourselves in a position that they don't know what our priorities are. So, and it seems like whether it's the pause with the Ukraine or moving the troops out of Romania, it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like what's coming out is consistent with what the president wants to do. So, can you address that? Do you think it's consistent with what? I mean, who do you think you work for? Do you think you work for the president, or is there somebody else making decisions?
Senator, there is no question in my mind, or certainly not in the Undersecretary's mind, and I feel comfortable speaking to that. We work for the President of the United States. That is our job, and if confirmed, it will continue to be my job. That is something that we take extremely seriously, and we have, including in every instance that was referenced on Tuesday, which I can speak to in more details appropriate. In practical terms, we do that in a variety of ways. Secretary Hegseth himself is ruthless about ensuring that we are always very tightly aligned with the president. He's in constant contact with the president and senior leadership team there, and the president has expressed his confidence in the secretary publicly. We engage very tightly with the secretary and the deputy secretary to ensure we are always in lockstep with them, because we do, in fact, work for the president.
So earlier this week, one of your colleagues said that we were briefed 4 times on a brigade reduction in Romania. I asked him, I was informed. I'm on the committee, been on the committee for almost 7 years. So do you have a list of the dates and locations of these briefings?
Senator, I believe the correct term would have been notifications. We did notify Congress on multiple occasions prior to the public notification, which I can speak to in perhaps a little bit more detail in this setting and in more detail in another, just out of respect for the individuals involved. But I can say that with confidence.
Can you tell me the dates of the notifications?
Yes, sir. The pre-notification was first provided to congressional leadership staff on the 23rd and the 24th. It was provided again on the 27th, and then a cabinet was set on the 28th, and a public announcement was on the 29th.
And was Romania and our NATO allies, were they notified and briefed ahead of time?
Yes, Senator.
Do you know when?
Senator, the Romanians were briefed at a very senior level on the 27th, and
And
reacted.
when was it announced?
The announcement was on the 29th.
Do you think that's enough time?
Senator, the Romanians themselves said the decision was expected, and that's in part because we've socialized and been candid with them about how the Secretary has directed us to think about, again, consistent with the President's intent, U.S. force posture in NATO as we work to ensure that alliance is as strong as possible, even as we deal with the threat from China and strengthen our homeland defenses.
I think the perception is that there's some disagreement between what is being put out and what the president wants, and I think it's going to be pretty important that you guys figure out how to stop that.
Thank you, Senator.